Something's in my ass.
Alright, so I'm gonna preface before I start this video. I haven't read any of the comic books, so I don't know any renditions of Batman from the comics. I've heard of the names of some of these comics, like The Long Halloween or The Killing Joke, but I've never read these bad boys, so this is only gonna be about the live action movies. Just get that out of the way. So let's get right into it. Alright, so Batman's the GOAT. Like, come on. Everyone knows who Batman is. They see the symbol, they know that's Batman's symbol, dog. They can tell me his backstory. Now he loses his parents. Now he's a rich kid with all this money and punching the shit out of criminals every single night. It's kind of funny that like every movie or like show has to like imply or show his backstory in some way or another. We kind of have a shitload of renditions of Batman, but also him losing his parents. But anyways, my first introduction to Batman is 1989 with Michael Keaton's Batman. Like, that is my first Batman that I grew up with. Holy shit, what a fantastic film with an iconic score. Danny Elfman really fucking kills it with this movie. Like, I know a lot of people like Hans Zimmer's rendition of the Batman theme, but for me, this is Batman's theme, and it's just so fucking good. And not just that, but also his other tracks that are just so iconic, and I just cannot help but think of Batman when I hear a lot of these themes. I can't really play them because they might get copyright strike. So yeah, you should listen to it. It's really good. And that's just the fucking soundtrack of this film. Not to mention Tim Burton's fantastic work on the way the Gotham looks with its gothic design. It looks so cool and weird and disgusting. Like, really nasty with all its crime and shit. It looks like a fucking slum, man. But I also really like the way that Batman's portrayed in this film as like a mythical creature, like a thing, not like a person wearing a bat suit, which he is at the end of the day, right? He's just like those two on the rooftop. They describe him like an eldritch horror almost. You know, he's pretty fucking badass. And speaking of Batman, Michael Keaton, I think he's a fantastic Batman. I think I like his Bruce Wayne a little more than his Batman because kind of does some things that I don't think Batman should be doing. But yeah, like his rendition of Bruce Wayne I think is very fantastic. It just feels like he's weird. He feels very strange. This dude really has a past. Like anytime he's with Vicky, he usually acts like a normal dude sometimes, but then he acts like a weirdo during the sleeping scene when he's upside down sleeping. It's kind of funny to look at. But he also has that like normal charismatic side, right? His public image when he's eating dinner with Vicky. That long ass table, that's a really funny scene. Alfred and Vicky are just around like a normal table, just having Alfred talk about his past and his shenanigans. Like, it's very nice. It feels like it's really grounding him as a person. I really do like Alfred in this film. He just feels more like a grandfather rather than like his caretaker or like a father figure. He feels more like grandpa talking about his grandson. But he's a good butler. He got some jokes for sure in the movie, and I do like that about Alfred in this film. Going back to Bruce, like I do like the duality of him being like very strange. It's hard to tell where Batman starts and where Bruce Wayne begins. You have these scenes where he's just in the shadows, you know, like wondering, he's in his like own thoughts, and I really like that about Michael Keaton's portrayal of Batman in this film. And then I do fucking find it hilarious whenever he's in his bat suit and he's looking around and bro has to turn his whole ass body. That shit's funny. This looks like tank controls but in real life. And that's just mentioning Michael Keaton. That's not talking about Jack Nicholson's amazing portrayal as Joker. Like, bro is just straight up a gangster villain, but he fucking pulls it off. He's fantastic when he's on screen. My favorite scene is the whole parade scene with him throwing money and having a fun time before he fucking starts gassing the town. Not to mention the cool ass Batwing that comes in out of nowhere. Like, that's pretty cool, especially with the whole Batwing with the moon in the background. That is a very iconic shot, and that's just his Batwing. Like, bro has the coolest Batmobile I think of any of the Batmans. Like, he's just really fucking cool. This definitely looks like something I would expect Batman to be riding in. One thing I really don't like about this portrayal of Batman is that bro's just straight up killing people. Like, he does not give a fuck. If you're not a cop, you are getting murdered as a criminal. And even at the end of the film, he basically commits manslaughter against the Joker, since, I mean, technically he doesn't literally kill him, but like, I mean, he did tie the statue around his ankle. Bro was absolutely gonna kill this guy. But yeah, aside from that, I really like this film. It's fantastic. Soundtrack is amazing. Fun film. I really like it. Alright, so the next Batman that I kind of grew up with was the Dark Knight. Dark Knight Trilogy is pretty fucking good, I'd say. I actually went to see the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises in theaters as a kid, and holy shit, I do remember that why so serious scene. Like, that shit, oof, ingrained in my brain as a kid, and I really like the Dark Knight ending. Inspiring. Obviously, I'm not gonna be a fucking hero, but inspiring as a kid. You know, looking back at it now, I can appreciate all the films. I didn't get the chance to see Batman Begins in theaters, unfortunately, so I watched that one at home. It's pretty good. I really like Batman Begins. It's a fantastic start to the trilogy, a really good movie, and I really like Cillian Murphy especially. Even though as Scarecrow he's not in the movie like as the main villain or in there for that long, but his time in there, I really like him. I kind of wish we got a little more of him playing up the scenes. He's just a very good actor. I really like Cillian Murphy. The Dark Knight being the follow-up to this film, obviously one of the greatest, if if not the greatest of all time superhero movies. Fantastic work by Christopher Nolan, did a fantastic job. And not to mention Heath Ledger's fantastic work as the Joker. He is literally talked about to this day. There's a reason why people keep talking about his Joker. It's just so good. He is so interesting. There's so many layers. When I hear about Joker, it's like, oh, someone who's, you know, never really telling everything, but he's still smart. He's not this agent of chaos. He's very smart. He plans out everything. Like, he manages to take out the whole mob, and he pushes Batman into a corner and almost wins. And I really like that about this, you know, Joker and just film in general. And The Dark Knight Rises, which is the third one in the trilogy. I like the ending. It was pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously weak in comparison to the first two. Like, the first two are very good. This one, it feels like Nolan's heart wasn't really there. Unfortunately, it's a really weak film in comparison to the other two. Moving on to Batman. Batman at the start is, like, you see Bruce being fucking selfish. He doesn't give a fuck about being a hero. Bro just wants to get revenge on the guy who killed his parents, right? But then you see that scene where, you know, someone else takes him out, and you see him feeling disgusted, and obviously Rachel doesn't like it either, that, like, you're doing no better than that guy who killed your parents. And he changes for the better. He chooses to be like his parents who helped other people, but he does it in his own way by becoming a hero. And I really like his voice in Batman Begins. I like his voice because it's not over the top. It feels exactly what it needs to be. Masking his real voice, but also knowing how to be threatening, but not like over the top, like in The Dark Knight. Like, bro, I can't even understand what the hell he's saying sometimes, but it's funny to mimic. But yeah, other than that, I really like that Batman, and I really like his Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne is, I would say, exactly what I would expect. Bro's a millionaire playboy with a girl on each arm, and bro will literally just buy your hotel right now. We're changing the rules. Like, bro literally just buys a hotel in the first movie. A scene I really like with Bruce is when he's trying to save the people in his mansion when the League of Shadows is there, and basically they're about to burn his mansion to the ground, right? He just starts to act like an asshole to get everyone out to save their lives. Like, yeah, he seems like an asshole to everyone else, but we know that this guy is just saving everyone's lives so they don't get involved. You see his, like, development as a person and a character, but he is obviously still selfish. Like in The Dark Knight, he chooses to save Rachel over Harvey Dent, and in the end he technically ends up losing both. Rachel dies in the explosion and Harvey ends up becoming Two-Face. Even though I do understand he loves this girl, but like, we gotta stay focused, brother. We gotta stay focused. Luckily, you know, at the end of the film they make Harvey the ray of hope to keep the criminals in jail as well with his act, right? Harvey worked hard in order to send all those criminals to jail. I mean, technically, couldn't we blame these cop deaths that Harvey committed on the Joker? I mean, I don't think anybody would have batted an eye, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, I think we could have just blamed it all on the Joker. Bro was not, like, hesitant on killing people, so I think we could just blame Joker, but I mean, that's besides the point. In the third film, I would say he's still a bit selfish, not gonna hold down. I think Alfred's really right about Bruce not getting involved with stopping those criminals, like at the, what is it, like stock market area? But he didn't have to, like, jump in because the cops, they were gonna catch him. The only reason they didn't catch Bane is because Batman showed up, and obviously because everyone heard that, oh, he's the dude who killed Harvey Dent, we're gonna prioritize him over this random criminal. Which, I mean, shouldn't we at least, like, send a few cops after the criminal? Alfred is right. Speaking of Alfred, I really like Michael Caine's depiction of Alfred. He is so fucking good. I like how he not only pushes him forward, but also tells him when he's fucking being an idiot. Like I said with that previous scene of him popping up when he shouldn't have. By at least the end of the film, Bruce gets his happy ending. He retires with Catwoman and gets to be happy for once, because Bro's literally just suffering for like 3 movies. He even gets his back broken in the third film. Like, that ain't fun. Also, Hans Zimmer's fucking soundtrack is fucking beautiful. I really like his soundtrack. But yeah, that's the Dark Knight Trilogy. And next, get to the most recent Batman that I've seen, and that's Robert Pattinson in The Batman 2022, which is honestly the most beautiful of all the Batman films I think I've seen. Like, the cinematography in that film is so fantastic. I just love the way the lighting looks, the reflections, the focus on the eyes. Like, I really love everything that the director does with this film. It is so good. I do understand, like, people's gripe with it's a bit too long. I mean, yeah, but I mean, I still enjoyed it. I love that film so much. I saw that shit twice in theaters. An unforgettable experience, especially with the sound. Oh my god, when the Batmobile revs, holy shit, bro, an orgasm. That shit cannot be replicated at home. The thing I really like about this film is Bruce is character arc he goes through. Mostly Batman, but you know, like at the start of the film, he's a vigilante. He is no fucking hero. He's not doing this for necessarily the right reasons. He's doing this for his own self-satisfaction. Like, he does not have people seeing him as a hero. They're just as scared as him as they are the criminals he's fucking fighting. He's not a symbol of hope at the start of the film, which literally leads to the Riddler being inspired by him. He does horrific shit to corrupt people, but I do like how by the end of the film, he does become that symbol of hope. You know, he goes through this full journey. He realizes, like, when he's beating up one of the Riddler lackeys, that he's he's no hero, and he's inspiring even bad people to do horrific shit. Like when he says, "I'm vengeance," like the lackey. Bro realizes I need to be a better person. I am not a hero. I'm literally inspiring people who are doing horrible shit to other people, and I really like that realization he comes to, especially during the scene in the flooded building where he saves the people in the water by first cutting the live wire that honestly probably could have also killed him. Probably wouldn't have, but it was a chance. But yeah, that's his first act, and then he uses a flare to lead the people out of the flooded building. And what I really like is that the first person to reach out to him is the kid he saved as Bruce Wayne during the funeral scene when the car crashes in, right? That's a very beautiful scene, and obviously it leads to the new mayor to also reach out her hand and put her trust in him. And he not only figuratively but also literally becomes a beacon of hope that leads the way out of the fucking darkness. One of my favorite scenes in the movie, for sure. But also really like the way that Bruce Wayne's parents are portrayed as being not perfect people. Obviously his dad accidentally gets someone killed, not intentionally. He just wanted to silence a journalist who was going after his wife for her family's history with mental illness. Obviously when he hears about how Falcone had the guy get whacked, he obviously is upset about that shit. Who wouldn't be? He didn't mean to get that guy killed. He just didn't want him to reveal information about his wife, her family's past. Bro was literally fucking distraught about it. He was ready to turn himself and Falcone into the fucking police for getting this dude killed. But obviously there's a very high likely chance that Falcone just hired someone to have them both whacked. It's obviously not confirmed. We won't know until it's either told in the next film or if it's ever told at all. This is just speculation at this point. But it also shows how Alfred cares about Bruce, right? Bro tells him all this, obviously because Bruce finds out he lied to him, but he tells him about it, and he goes into full detail. He feels like Bruce really lost himself that night. He never really recovered. Obviously he's still traumatized and distanced. That's why he never left the tower, really, right? He never formed connections with other people other than Alfred. He could teach him how to fight, right? He could teach Bruce how to fight, but he was never able to be that father figure that he needed in his life. He was really ashamed of that. But obviously Bruce still loves Alfred. We see how much he cared when he knew a bomb was gonna be sent to him in the mail, right? Immediately try to get Alfred on the phone, be like, "Yo, a bomb's coming. You gotta watch out. Don't open it. Don't touch it." And during the whole hospitalization scene, we see that Bruce is scared of losing him as well, just like he lost his parents. Bro's not afraid to die, but the thing he feared the most was him losing Alfred, someone else he cares about. And then Michael Giacchino, I hope I'm saying that last name right. This dude's score, fan-fucking-tastic. It is so beautiful. I really love, especially the theme for Batman himself. I like the intensity combined with the soft melancholy of the trumpets and violin during the center area of the theme. It's just so good. Before it returns right back to that dun 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 dun. It feels like a good representation for the struggle Batman goes through in this whole film until he becomes a hero, because it's between his vigilante desire, but then it turning into him being a hero, right? And that clashing before he finally becomes a symbol of hope for Gotham and the people. I like the little symbolism in the song that you can make out of it. But yeah, that's all I gotta really say about Batman. I really like Batman. He's just a great hero because he's also just a normal dude at the end of the day, right? Bro's got a big brain. He's very smart. He's a fantastic detective. Oh yeah, that's also something I really like about the Batman. Bro's actually allowed to be a detective. He's not too much of a detective in the Dark Knight Trilogy, and you get a little bit of it in Batman 1989, but I feel like in the Batman you actually see him be a detective and track down clues. And he's not perfect either. He doesn't have all the answers. He makes mistakes and accidentally goes down a wrong lead, but he eventually sees this is the lead, this is where I gotta go to get to the answer. But yeah, let me know what you think about Batman. You like him? Maybe not. Maybe you're more of a Superman or X-Men kind of guy. Just let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Bye.